difficulty. Good morning. If you're on, I'm hoping that I can see some comments here. I'm not sure if I can see the comments. So if I don't give you a shout out and say good morning to you, that is because I don't see your comment. However, I do go back and read all the comments after the live stream. So please still comment down below, good morning, or I see you, or you're here. Hey Paisley, can you turn the light on so it's a little brighter? Yeah. So I hope that everybody is doing well this morning. I believe that we are on our Jesus Church YouTube channel as well. Oh yeah, I see there. Perfect. Oh, good morning, Diane. I see you there. I see Nathan says, yes, we're on YouTube. Perfect. I figured it out. Look at that. First time around. Go me. So little victories. We have to get excited about little victories. Amen. So I was trying to think about what I was gonna kind of talk about this morning, and this last week, well, this last few weeks have just been chaotic for me, and I know it's not like that for everybody, so I apologize if it's not chaotic for you and therefore you can't relate with me. But the only thing that I can do is share kind of what I'm going through and what God is speaking to me about. So I hope that even if you're calm, cool, and relaxed and kind of enjoying your quarantine break and you don't relate, that you'll still relate to some of God's word, and you'll be able to apply that to your life. So I was thinking about what to speak about, and yesterday and the day before, I got out of bed running. So normally I'll sit down, I'll look at my bank accounts, I'll take a few minutes to read my Jesus calling book, I'll drink a couple cups of coffee, and I'll just kind of meditate and spend time with God. And this last, I don't know if it's 2 or 3 days, but I've had this start my day running, not doing any of that, and therefore not having time to pray or to spend with God because I just have too much stuff to do. So I don't have time to spend, having my coffee, reading my Jesus calling. And that's really, really affected me. I've had kind of horrible days, screaming at my kids, very frantic, very just can't do enough stuff in the day, feeling very overwhelmed and just kind of sinking. That's the only word that I had to tell Ryan yesterday, was sinking. And last night when I was laying in bed, I felt like God was telling me, spend time with me. When you're busy, that's not the time to cut me out. That's not the time to try to hit the ground. Hey Joe, hit the ground running. When your day is swamped and you feel like you don't have enough time to take a few minutes to spend time with God, then those are the days that you need to spend extra time with God. If you normally spend 10 minutes, you need to spend 15 or 20, because God is a multiplier of things. And I was thinking about hang on a second here. I was thinking about in Exodus 16 when God was giving the children of Israel manna every day. And I was thinking, I don't ever have trouble understanding that God is my provider. I do believe that. I do trust in him that he will provide for me every single day. It may not look like what I think that it should look like, but he will provide for me. But what I didn't realize until this morning, but that God is also a provider of time, a provider of energy, a provider of all things to us, not just manna or money or, food, daily food for us. And therefore I realized that all these days that I'm so busy and I feel like I don't have enough time with God, that I really have to realize that I've got to take my to-do list. I've got to take my list of things that I have, and I need to lay it down at God's feet, and I need to say, Father, these are all the things that I have to accomplish today in this short time frame, and I'm feeling overwhelmed, and I don't know if I'm going to get this done. Can you please help me to multiply my time, to provide energy for me so that I can get these things done? And maybe you don't have a to-do list. Maybe you need energy to get to all the doctor's appointments that you have to go to. Maybe you need energy to take care of a loved one who's sick. Day in, day out, day in, day out, caregiving. That can be so exhausting and so tiring. But God is a provider of all things, and He will provide you the energy and the grace to do that. So please, I'm asking you to not just trust God to be your provider for your daily needs, but also for to get the things done that you need to get done. And He's also your provider of efficiency and wisdom, so we can ask Him for those things too. He's a provider of all things, health as well. And when God got angry when the Israelites were, complaining and murmuring, and I was thinking about how kind of I've been complaining and murmuring, and Psalm 78:21 says that He sent them food in abundance despite their... Oh, my phone is on Do Not Disturb, but yet it still rings. Still got to figure that out. So sorry about that. He says that He sent them food in abundance despite their murmuring. And God's been taking care of me despite my murmuring as well. Because He wanted to prove to Him that He was going to save them, not just, get this, not just from life or death, but also from everyday ordinary tasks. And I really needed to hear that God is just not here to save me from life or death by, giving His life on the cross, but He's also here to save me from the burden of everyday tasks, to enable me to walk through those tasks with love and grace and mercy, because His mercy is new every single morning for us. And He'll give us the grace to get through our day. Yes, Pat, we are one day closer to this being over. It's been a real eye-opener for me, taking care of the kids each day and trying to get my work done. So it's 2 Timothy 1:7 that says, "The steadfast love of the Lord never stops. His mercies," which means His favor, "never comes to an end. They are new every single morning. Great is your faithfulness, God." And I just really needed to hear that myself this morning, so I hope that somebody else needed to hear that as well, and that's going to help somebody just to know that God is our provider of all things. No matter where you are in your life, we all need God, and we all need God's help. And it's when we try to do things on our own, that's when it gets overwhelming. That's when it feels like we can't breathe. That's when it feels like we just can't take or do one more thing. That's when it feels like we are sinking. And that's where I was at. And I needed to be reminded this morning that God is not just my provider of, of food and stuff like that, but that He is also my provider of energy and time and wisdom to get everything done that I need to get done. So that's all I have for you guys this morning. I hope that everybody's having a blessed week. We have Pastor Jay tonight on doing the vineyard, I think at 7 o'clock tonight. And then tomorrow is Pastor Carl at noon. So we hope to see you guys then. And if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe there so that you don't miss any of us.